not only on the aspect of this study lecture, but any opinion in the future, career, what you want to work, how you can have interaction. I would request Dr. Todoro to have your connection with later on using your email ID so that you can ask later even suddenly anyone doesn't have a question. But sometimes it triggers that this question I should have asked during the lecture. You can write an email, you will be happy to reply. I will ask him to do that. So that will be a good, make it interactive. This is the reason after the lecture we have put one thing, interaction. And since you understand this course is basically on the probiotics and their metabolites. One of the metabolites we have selected because it is a very important, known as bacteriocins. His laboratory and our laboratory is both are working on the same molecule since last several years, and both are having a complementary expertise to help you that how this bacteriocin can have application in the future. The one I highlighted in the morning that what we have is starting from the beginning, only food preservative. This bacteriocin was used, people were considered it is a food preservative, right? But they consider that this is a very important molecule. It inhibits multi-drug resistant bacteria, so can be used as an alternative to pathogens, antibiotics. The antibiotics which are being used against the pathogens, this kind of bacteriocin can be used. Immune modulator, gut microbiota modulator, and several application new is a coming area that we can do. So I would request Professor Todoro to demonstrate more of the practical aspect in this session. He is very interested to isolate the bacteria, to show you that what are the techniques, how you can do. So on your own, in details, in independent lab if you go, you can have isolate. So the one I have carried like fermented food, which is a curd, right? Dahi, what we use. So this one has a very typical Indian fermented food where lot of probiotics and bacteria are fermented inside, so it is our right? So he will show you further that how you can take this sample and isolate them on the plate and grow them. So we are connected in next 5 days. So over a period of 5 days you can isolate in the last. So you know that which bacterium is yours. You can name it and then given it to you, and it will be very surprising. So
okay, let's start with the work. Can you ask someone from the lab to bring 6 tubes, empty, 2 plates, and a pipette? Okay. When you start to isolate the bacteria, you're looking for specific metabolite. You're looking for the bacteria, something that you need. You have the option. You can just do the normal spreading. Well, everyone has the microbiology, right? You do the normal cell count. You spread the bacteria on the plate, you incubate. Okay, you have the bacteria, but are they producing something? Well, you can go and take every colony, put in the broth, grow, and then you have a specific method to see if they produce the bacteria. On the lecture tomorrow we're going to work on this, how this method works. The problem is it will take a lot of time and a lot of material. And when you imagine he's your boss in the lab, you're the master or PhD student, and you need to isolate the bacteria, you're asking him every week, can you buy me more MRS? I need more MRS. Well, in the end he will be very upset with you because money finish. Money is not unlimited. So we need to find a more intelligent way for press. And the method is very simple. You take a petri dish, you put a normal MRS because you need a growth media that will support the lactic acid bacteria. Obviously, if you isolate lactic acid bacteria, MRS, it's work perfect. If you put the nutrition broth, maybe not going that good, but you need something that bacteria will like. So you make a simple plates. They will bring down the plates and pipette just for demonstration. Then on the left, you can do it the real one. And then you spread in the top the bacteria. In this case, very often you don't need to make a dilution, because you make a 10-time dilutions to know how much you have it. And later you will calculate how much grow. In this case, you don't care. You want a single colonies in the plate. Well, you can, if you are interested, let's say this, it's a homemade daki.
Yes.
Okay. Well, they have the same, different name around the world, but the principle of the product is very similar overall. And if you want to study more deeply, you need to make these decimal dilutions, plate all of them, to know how much you have it. But since this is not our objective is to have the colony culture that will produce inhibitory substance. So you can even take a microbiological loop and just make a strike. And continue with the same loop on the next plate, on the next couple of plates, because objective is to have the single colony. You don't want a carpet of the colonies, you want a single colonies. But again, lactic acid bacteria, what I was mentioning in the lecture, most of them are anaerobic. They can, well, they don't mind the oxygen, but they prefer anaerobic condition. Again, if you want to use the anaerobic pack, he needs to pay for this. And anaerobic packs are costly again. So very simple. You just put a second layer on the top with just the agar. So you have one layer of the MRS, you put your material, then you put a second layer of agar. So in this way, you guarantee you have anaerobic condition, because the bacteria that will grow will be between these two layers. You put in the incubator. Well, if it's a summer, you can put it on the bench, because temperature is going up to 40, right? It's warm. By the way, in Brazil, once we needed to put the air condition in the incubator rooms, because temperature get too high, so we needed to cool down the room in order the incubator to work. Well, no choice. Northern Brazil can go actually up to 40 as well. And then you leave the petri dishes in the incubator to grow individual colony. So today we're going to spread the material. We have some other. Even if you want, you can actually take a swab from your mouth, because there's a lot of more than 400 bacterial species in the human mouth, and you can actually isolating some good potential bacteria in production for your own mouth. If you want, we have problem with the ethical committee to do this, to take a swab from the mouth of the human being. Okay, I'm not allowed. Even I'm not allowed to do it from my own.
Yes, from the saliva.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Well, it's
From the saliva.
yeah, it's saliva. Even you can take a petri, split in the petri dish and then use it. So we can do even this. Because some in the US they say, no, you cannot touch the human, even to take a drop of saliva. Okay. No choice. Anyway, so tomorrow we're going to see the place that we have single colony, because now it's coming the second part. We're going to put the third level of agar inside, that we're going to use the agar that will incorporate micrococcus. Which one do you want? Okay, it's a very good test organism. And we're going back to the incubator with the idea on the next day to see the colonies that will have the incubation zones. In this way, you can see the plates on the third day. Some of the colonies will be nothing. I mean, obviously they don't produce nothing that can kill this test microorganism. Some of the colonies will have the very good incubation zone, and then we need to look the incubation zone. If the incubation zone is having like a very good border, you see no growth, but very distinguished, most probably this is a bacteriocide. Because if you have the inhibition zone that is going slowly from inhibition to growth, most probably this is the acid. So this is a very tricky point when you watch the plate later to select which one most probably will work for you. Then we're taking the microbiological loop again, we dip it inside, taking a colony and put on the plate. So more or less we're going to do this part today. On the top of the plate, we're going to spread the material. If you want, you can do it with your own saliva. How many plates do you prepare with agar?
There's many.
Huh?
There's many.
Okay. So we can try several options. Then cover with the second layer of the agar and put the incubator. The problem with Santos told me that the laboratory is not very big, so we need to make it in the groups. Because it's simply, I mean, we cannot do it here because it's not a microbiology, obviously. And okay, how much of you have experience working micro? Hands. How much of you is comfortable to do the manipulation with the microbiological loop plates? Okay. How of you never touch nothing in micro? Okay, you can do it. You can see it's fun. Well, we have two options. In microbiology, it's very important stereo work, because nightmare is contamination. We work with the pure culture, and we need to be sure that we know contamination. So we have two options normally to do this work. We can do it with flame. I prefer flame because it's, well, laminar box, it's nice, it's fancy equipment, but you don't know who was working on the laminar before you. Maybe it was not cleaned properly, maybe it was contaminated. This I prefer personally work with the flame. But again, since some of you never had experience, it will be much more convenient for you to work with the laminar. Because I don't want you to burn yourself. Sorry, it's a safety issue. And again, girls, please care needs to be tightened in the back, because I saw it, especially when you work with the flame. Flame is taking you hair in the seconds. Really, in the seconds is burned. So, for the safety reasons, well, we're going to work with laminar, not with the flame, so it's even more convenient, but again, it's something that it's safety. And again, the girls, please, the scarves, they're silk. Silk is burning the flow very quickly. Please, could be careful to put it on the back. I mean, it's beautiful dresses, beautiful outfit, but in the lab, it's don't want to have it. So, how are we going to work? Okay, it's just now it's just a demonstration. Imagine this is a plate that we already have the agar inside. Yeah. So agar is already distributed, it's inside, it's perfect, but we're going to use the empty one. So first of all, we're going to have our material, and we have, as I mentioned to you, we have two options. Don't open. We can take a tip. We can no, don't open it neither. Keep it stereo. We take the material. We put, like, this is 9 ml, right? Well, 10. Okay, 10, we can calculate. We can make it 10. It's 9. Okay. Okay, if it's 9, it's easy because we take 1 milliliter of our material, food or whatever. Okay, curd is easy, it's liquid. But if you have piece of cheese or if you have fruit, you need to use first special bags. They call stomach-care bags. They're sterile. You put the fruit, you put the physiological solution, you make a like stomach-care to make a puree, and then from the puree you make a dilution. So 1 milliliter of the material going here, 10 times diluted. Vortex, 1 milliliter to the next, 1 milliliter to the next. We're having like, this is concentrate, -1, -2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, maybe we can go even to 8, depend. And then 100 microliters of this material going in the plate with the Drygalski. We're going to spread very well. And then opening close to the flame with the laminar, put the agar in the top, keep it for a little bit to polymerize, and then putting on the inverse position, because when you cultivate, since you're going to have agar here, we'll make a condense here. And this condense can be damaged. So this is the reason why we turn, and it's drying less the agar. Okay. Classical micro, you had this, but it's always good to remind. Well, we're going to incubate for 24 hours. Tomorrow we're going to observe them. I hope there will be some individual colonies. Place when we have a good individual colony, we're going for the next level with agar, with micrococcus, and put him back. And then watch. Do you have marker here? Okay. Tomorrow we're going to watch. Let's say like that 5 columns. Can you you have a good contrast to see it or not? Because for me, since it's a light, I cannot see it, but you have it near the background. Then, okay, we select only they have the individual. If it's like a carpet, there's no way we cannot sell. When we put the micrococcus on the top as a third level, putting incubation, and we will look for something like that. These 2 colonies will have the incubation zone. Their chance to be something. We don't know. Maybe it's an acid, maybe it's the diacetyl, maybe it's a reuterin, maybe it's even if it could be bacillus growing, it could be even some antibiotic. Could be. We want the bactericid. So we're going to open the plate, and with the microbiological loop, okay, this is the loop in this case, we're going down, touching the colony, turn a little bit, and taking up. Don't worry, because the third level is micrococcus, right? Don't worry about the contamination, because it's really producing something. It will be like a sterile zone around the colony, and we can have only this. Well, of course, next day after isolating, putting them in the broth, we need to streak on the plate, we need to see if it's really pure culture. It's a standard microbiological procedure, nothing, it's not a rocket science, it's nothing artificial intelligence. But then we need to check, we need to do the observation on the microscope to see if it's gram positive, it's gram negative. Then we need to take one colony again and see if it's catalase production, because lactic acid bacteria catalase positive or negative? Negative. If it's giving this, I call it volcano-like colony, look like a volcano. Most probably it will be bacillus. Bacillus could be discovered very often in the food products. And then will be catalase positive. Bacillus is positive. But again, we need to do the microscope, we need to do this simple test, and then we go for the future investigation. But then we're going to check again if it's really bactericid or not. And on the tomorrow lecture, there is a procedure how this check will need to be done. Okay? Clear or not? Okay, one paper, we're going to make a test now. Exam. Joking, no exams. You was ready to do already the test and throw exam. Okay, so how are we going to do
So
it?
in the brochure it's written 1-day exam. Have you gone through?
Yes, sir.
So listen this lecture carefully. The question will be only from these lectures. Whatever he is instructing, the last day there will be an exam, and then there is evaluation. So you will get an evaluation certificate. Okay? This is only to make your attention to that. Otherwise, his motivation is enough. Once you are motivated, we think that your self-driven work is better than imposing examination. Right? So we quickly, I think, make a 4 group out of all. If we are 40, then 10, 10. If we are 30, then we will have 7, 7, depending on that. So I think 4 times you have to visit the lab. ठीक रहेगा? तो आपको लैब के लोग हैं वो लैब में ही चले और वहाँ पर अरेंज करने की एटलीस्ट 10 के आसपास खड़े होकर के एक करेगा तो बाकी देख लेंगे, दूसरा करेगा तो ऐसे अरेंजमेंट कर रेडी हो तो मुझे फ़ोन करना। रेडी? तो कैसे ग्रुप बनाए आपका? रजिस्ट्रेशन है आपके पास? पुष्पा के पास? रजिस्टर्ड?
And please remember, it's a microbiological laboratory. No drinks, no foods, no cigarettes. No, because you know, it's not dangerous. I mean, nothing dangerous in the lab, I hope. But still, it's a microbiology.
Yes.
We need to be careful with everything in the microbiology. So even we having a room, even though it's forbidden even to talk on cell phone. Very simple reason, give me your cell phone. I'm in the lab, I work with some chemicals, I'm with the gloves. I'm touching the cell phone on the side. And then putting on my face. Girls, you how much money you're spending for the face creams? And then you're going to put some chemicals from the lab on your face.
घर में कर लेना, सेम ही। एकदम स्ट्रेट सीधा कर देना। तो सदर सीधा खड़े रहो, सीधा और बैठ रहो और बैठ रहो।
It's more important actually to know what's going here because then you need to do it. Okay, now, since I'm not in my home, I have a problem. We need the two plates. Now, I...
Sir, 1 second.
Actually sit in the seats, and then this way you can sit and you take a seat here, someone seated. Are you afraid to sit? Okay. I don't like to use the gloves. A reason. I'm going to use the flame. I prefer to wash my hands with the ethanol to kind of clean. It's not good for the skin, but I mean in the COVID you learn. Wash the hands, ethanol, wash the hands, ethanol, wash the hands, ethanol all the time. Problem is, since I'm going to work with a flame, if this gloves pick the flame, it's a big problem. It's melt, and then when you take it your skin out. So rather use the ethanol. This and the ethanol normal.
Post damage.
Can you put the water can?
1 second. Excuse me.
Well, the different labs have different rules. In Brazil, we have the same one for cleaning it because I don't want the bacteria from my skin to go in. Right. I want the bacteria from. You got a plastic one. If it's a platinum, you need to burn to get really red. Then you need to cool down on the plate, and then you need to manipulate. Because if you don't cool down, again, cool it in the micro. Sorry, I'm asking all the time this question, but remember, when you mark on the plates, never mark on the top, always on the bottom. Because imagine you carry the plates and they fell down. Which one is what now? You're going to lose the sample, but you still have the chance to save it. And now we're going to make this G1, group 1, and I will call Vita. Okay? And we will call minus, okay, 0. And the second plate will be 1, because it's a group 1, Vita, 1. It means first samples that you're going to take going to 0 and the bottom minus 1. Okay, because when you take the samples with the loop, you're taking I don't know how many millions of colonies. Because this product, it's a live product, you know. You keep them in the refrigerator on the room temperature, it's losing very quickly, gets sour because it's a live product, have the normal microbial cultures inside. So obviously, okay, now let me discover. Okay, some locals. How do you open these packs?
Scissors.
No, because
Scissor them.
because some of them they have like a here, some of them need to be good. Depends on the producer. Oof, there's some dangerous instruments here. I manage. Okay, I presume this is the garbage. Okay, now look here. You have the bubble on one side and you don't have another one. You're not supposed to finger inside. Because if you put your finger inside, when you're taking out, you can cross-contaminate. So now I need to open inside. Can you see it via the and you push it one up, but you need to touch it only when it's go outside. You see, I cannot put my fingers inside. It's forbidden. So now you always, okay, this is a flow that is going, and then you're going with a HEPA filter. So everything's okay, but again, you're not supposed to manipulate here. You need to manipulate as much as possible inside. So you're just touching the product Okay, the camera, I don't know if you can do it well, but again, sorry. And you're taking the paper, plate number 0, and you spread this material. You spread in one part, you spread in middle, you spread in the bottom. You just put it flying on the top of the other. And without changing the loop, you're going the same thing on the second plate. Because the idea, now we have less and less bacteria, and most probably on the second plate, we're going to have individual colors. Maybe we have too much on the first plate and then less on the second, but we need individual colors. So this part is ready. Now, let's do, who is the volunteer to do it this one? Who, you?
Yeah.
Okay. I think let's do it like we're having how many plates. So we can do it
I
like,
have to go on this one.
no,
No,
one.
another one.
No, sit here. Okay, now let me see. Okay, you go in the front. And you too, because you need to do it. I will go in the back. Take 2 plates from there. Mark them on the bottom. Group 1. No, do it group 2.
Group 2?
No, but sit here. Because you, the problem with the camera. Sit. Sit here. Then you will be next one to do it. Okay, make group group 2 or 1. How do you want? Okay, group 1A.
Okay.
This means you're the first group. There's first one was mine. Now it's group 1A. It's you, and it's Vita, and
And
it's
0.
and the second plate will be same thing, 1.
Okay.
And another thing, never overload your laminar with too many things, because it's interfering with the flow. You need to have less things possible in the laminar in order to flow to go well. Okay?
Already on.
Yes? Drop it inside the, I will call yogurt, but it's not, it's a dahi. Go for the 0. Okay. We hope to enough live cells in the product. No, not normally they do. Because you know, you leave the product in the room temperature, tomorrow will be too sour because it's a live bacteria. Okay? Put on the top of the other 2. And now, next one. Now it's you, since you are sitting here, watching. So you can call them group 1B, Vita.
Firstly, mark. Group 1.
I feel comfortable with it. It's a very simple thing in the moment. Well, then it's some kind. The good point of working with the bacteria is it's simple work. It's not difficult. Well, when you come to the real molecules, then it's coming to biochemistry, coming to look for the genes, all these things. It's a different story. But in the beginning, it's not too difficult. And you can always do this with the students that are master together with the students from the graduate. In collaboration, they help on this process, and everything's going well. Put on the other side, like put my fingers like.
It's okay. No problem.
Just more inside, please. The place needs to be more inside.
Oh my God.
And put it inside. But you know, it's a stress. Everyone watching, and what are you doing? Close it. Just no, yeah. But try to don't take it out.
You handle it inside the laminar.
No, don't take more. With the same loop. Because you want to have less and less bacteria now. Great. Okay, so now the agar is not yet ready, right? We can leave the plates now. The next group will do the same thing, and then you're coming back to put another level of agar. Okay. Now let's do it in this way. You can go and wait for the other groups to finish. They told me we're not supposed to do it with saliva.
Yeah.
The ethical committee could be. Well, in Brazil it's very strict. You touching, you would take something from your skin. You need to have ethical committee authorization.
Same
But,
as hair.
but I'm not interactive with you health in nothing. And even to work on the even the fecals.
They were bacterial bacteria. So none of them were producing bacteria, and I don't think that would be an
After
issue.
I will give you some idea what you can try.
Oh, sure, sir.
Because there is some tricks that you can try.
Okay, sir.
We can
When can I come?
no, after the next yeah, watching in the lab. Just pick a fire in the lab.
आगे जाओ अंजन
I mean, they're
वो
beautiful,
चूड़ उठाना
but in the lab it's quite difficult.
Safety is priority.
Yeah.
यहाँ नहीं कर सकते यहाँ से कर सकते एक मुझे देखो हम बाहर निकालो हाँ
मैं बना दिया चीजें
Coming.
मैंने इसको तो रहने दो इससे बैठ जाएंगे हाँ आ रहा है
There is another interesting point. You see, we stopped the air conditioning. The problem air conditioning making too much movement of the air, and even laminar cannot guarantee this wind, and can actually contaminate everything. This is a big problem in the lab, especially when you work with a tropical country. Without air conditioning, it's not easy, but in the microbiology, it's better to don't use the air conditioning in the laboratory. Could be making a very big problem in the contamination. Especially, again, if you have the 40 degrees Celsius without air conditioning, it's difficult, but again, do the manipulation, stop it, and then when you finish the work, close the laminar and put the aircon. Small, 6 people or having more in this group? It's coming more now? No, it's only you. Okay. We're going to do our part of the work now. We're going to use some fermented dairy product. It's homemade. No, I'm not sure if it's homemade.
Marketed.
But it's different producer because in the first group we used this one. I wanted to drink it, but no are allowed in the lab. Important thing, when you do the manipulation in the lab, you need to clean your hands. Because this is the laminar box, supposed to be have a filter, that filtering and everything supposed to be clean. Supposed to be, you never know. You need to clean your own cleaning. When you finish the work, you clean with the cleaning stuff. You finish the work, you clean. Before you working, you clean. You put on the UV. But still, there's two options. You can work with the gloves. But again, problem is very often if you use the flame, gloves can pick the fire, and it's very dangerous. So technically, I prefer ethanol. You know, remember the COVID, wash with ethanol, wash with ethanol, wash with ethanol. So we are already used to this. So you need to very well clean with ethanol, and then you can manipulate. So now we're going to have the isolation of this product. So every group we're going to make, I will make a demonstration first, and then 2 of you will do the work. Okay? Who has the experience in micro? Only you? I think we can put some other to do it, to win the experience. Okay. So we're going to call you group 2. So we're making G2. What's the name of this product?
Simple curd. Amul curd.
Amulga.
Amul curd.
Okay. Can I call Amul?
Amul is company and curd.
Amul. Okay, Amul. And I will put Amul 0 and I have G2 amul 1. Why? You understand now why I'm doing this. Another important thing, this system is giving you a sterile condition, but obviously you cannot work here. You need to work much more deeper inside, because in this way you're guaranteed. So we're having this. I don't allow to take it out because it's already open, and I can lose the sterile. Stereo, think it's a stereo or not stereo. Don't existing 30%, 80% stereo. Yes or no? And then when I'm not allowed to put my finger inside the bag because I will contaminate inside, and then obviously I will contaminate material. So you're pushing them to go out on the bottom, and then you take it. Okay, now we need to take this amulka. You're just touching the material inside, nothing else. You see, it's already material is here. And then you're taking a Petri dish and you spread inside. I'm doing 3 times in a row in order to have less and less bacteria, because every time when you go, you're losing the number of bacteria on the here. And I'm continue the same process with the second plate, because my idea is to have a single colony after that to grow, because I need a single colony to do the next one. It's only this part. And now, who is the volunteer? You're not allowed. Because you work in the micro, so you know how to do it.
I'm pursuing PhD in micro.
Oh, you're supposed to do it with the closed eyes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I go in the front, I will be in the back because you need to walk. Okay, first toe, pass the ethanol on your hands. Then you can use your hand cream to hydrate your skin. Take 2 plates. Let me see. Take here. Yeah. Take 2 of them. You can call them group G2A.
First,
And
mark your plates.
Marker on the
Take
bottom.
marker.
On the bottom of the plate. Sempre on the bottom because it's the way to secure it as well. Because if they fell down, you know which one is which. G2, it's a group 2. A, because I was no letter, you are A, second will be B. And then you put, what's the name of the product? Amul 0.
Your hand should be inside the laminar.
Well, in this case, it's not yet open, but again, you need to try to keep it all the time inside because it will be used for all the manipulation. And the second plate, you made it the same way, just G2A, Amul 1.
Maybe it's contaminated plate. You can use another one.
It's a contamination of the plate?
Yes.
Let me see. Oh yeah. You see here it's growing something.
Yes.
So take another one. This was contaminated. It's nothing.
Once you get on, I thought about it.
Color can stop. So now please, when you manipulate, try to put it much deeper inside. And then when you're taking the loop, push it from the bottom and don't put your fingers inside the bag. And just take it from the top of the, yes? Now deep inside the product, in the bag.
Inside curd.
It's not a ducky as well, it's a ducky. This one.
Sorry, sir?
This product is similar to ducky or not?
Yeah.
It's just a different brand, and now spread on the plate. Look, imagine the stress that never manipulate this. First time, how many people watch? It's stressing. And then continue. No, No, I bacteria now. This is why I'm doing the second. And sometimes when you start very high number,
I can go for dilution.
yeah, but we need to have 8 plates. And
Or we can go for 6.
depends. I mean, this about
Yeah, we can
because I drew before was quite acid.
go for 6.
Yes, sir. 6 or 7.
But you need. You see? Oh, okay. I feel quite confident. Little bit afraid. Don't afraid. Okay, who is the next one? Okay, let me first. It's 2 plates. Like
Bubble
group 2. Sorry.
Not contaminated.
I was afraid that could be some. Well, these pantry dishes, they're coming as powder, but not all felt in the production. So it's always a something.
And also the starting should margins of like you can see the below easily. In the written step at our colonies. So margins
Let's
these plates have some sticker type.
she like to write in the blades and easy to see it.
After incubation, this will be stripped.
But you see he was doing in a really good methodological way because turning the plate. But as I say, we need to try to have it as much as possible exhausting of the loop.
Without
Yeah.
we can get into the loop without and we can use the chromium wire loop
Oh yeah.
other than this.
Yeah. Well, this is actually the smaller. There is the one that is even bigger.
These are not still I maybe like 1 chance of time.
Well, the problem is when you work with the laminar, sometimes they don't allow you to put the flame inside. When it's HEPA filter. HEPA is not supporting the flame. Okay.
But we can use.
Okay, now we're going to need to put a second level, but this will be after finishing the fourth room. So you're coming back after to the second level, okay? Clear? More or less? Next one. Sandra, she's working on the computer on the other side, writing papers. Yep.
And then to is in my client manufacturing. I have just almost 100 years of experience. And we have for the guidance. I can
We can talk later about it because it's first day already.
Yeah.
But I mean, I will give you my card as well.
I will contact you.
Great, no problem.
Thank you. We'll discuss later when it ends.
Yeah, we'll.